I'm upset Godzilla lost. I really, really, really like Godzilla. Um, I wanted him to stay undefeated. um, but all that means to me is when they eventually do Ghidorah versus Deathwing, Ghidorah can't fucking lose.
Can't?
Okay,
Why
so
can't?
because I don't want him to. But also, so Ghidorah versus Deathwing is it's like kind of popular, not like the most popular, but it's kind of popular. Um, which I'm assuming you don't know. Deathwing is from World of Warcraft. Um,
Okay.
Ghidorah kind of like completely fucks up Deathwing. Like it's not even close.
Have you
Um,
seen the Ghidorah Ender Dragon mod?
yes, it's
Oh, that sounds
cool.
cool.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's technically just called the Wither Dragon or something, but um,
It's basically
it's just
Ghidorah.
fucking Ghidorah, and it's horrifying in vanilla Minecraft.
I love Ghidorah. He is my like I said, he's my favorite kaiju. Um, I just something about the three-headed dragon I think is so fucking cool. That's why I like in Elden Ring I love Placidusax because it's a multi-headed dragon. I
Hmm.
really
Why
wish.
didn't they do? Sorry, go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say I really wish I got to fight Placidusax with all his heads still attached, not just two. What were you gonna say, Nick?
But it's not important.
Oh, okay.
As if
Um,
what Kai said was important?
I think Godzilla.
I was gonna say, why didn't they do Ghidorah versus Fluffy from Harry Potter,
Who's Fluffy?
the three-headed dog?
Oh.
Harry
But
Potter.
there's so many other three-headed dogs that they could do.
Dude, Cerberus. That's just basically what he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Harry Potter is likely never coming back on the show.
For what
Other than the one
reason?
time.
J.K. Rowling.
For what
You
what'd
know
she
what?
do?
Thank you, Death Battle. Thank you for
The
that.
racists from Harry Potter versus the racists from Detroit Become Human.
It is.
Ooh, that sounds good.
This is gonna be a whole different section of the video. But it is something. No, it's something that it's something I'm okay talking about because it's slightly controversial.
If
But
it is controversial, it is because it's controversial among people who think basic human rights are their mortal
it's
enemy.
it's not that. It's the slight controversy is it when I say slight in a way of no one takes it that seriously. Some people do, but it's a very very small minority. For the most part, it's a very lighthearted debate on whether or not Harry Potter as a series should come back on Death Battle.
Hmm.
Um, and I think I I understand
Look,
where both sides come from.
until a few years ago, nobody even thought anything of it.
While mostly true, J.K. Rowling's kind of been a people have known that she's not great for a while. It kind of really kind of bumped its head up with Hogwarts Legacy,
Mhm.
and everything that was happening around that time with her. One of the big things with it is it's basically the debate of separating art from artist, and this is also kind of in the sense of if you if you use Harry excuse me if you use Harry Potter in this context, because like let's say I want to separate art from artist, and I want to purchase and play Hogwarts Legacy.
Mhm.
I am directly contributing money to J.K. Rowling. Whereas if you do it with this, nothing is going to J.K.
You're
Rowling.
you're largely contributing money to Warner Brothers, though.
Right,
Like
but I'm
it
still
ultimately, yeah.
you are still giving money to J.K. Rowling.
Mhm.
And I will say that in and of itself, while like I personally still would not do that, is not that big of a deal. But the thing is, the money is going to J.K. Rowling, and then J.K. Rowling's money is going to like supporting like various transphobic businesses and stuff like that.
Not even just like
Wait, I didn't know about
she
that.
is like the face right now over in England for anti-trans legislation. She is pushing hard
Wow.
on that, and a lot of it's getting through because she has a lot of wealth that she is.
She
pushing
really
for
won't
it.
give up, huh?
No.
Right.
Okay,
Like she's like lobbying the government to get this done.
The last time that we were talking about this was at that restaurant when we were camping.
A lot more's come
and-
public since then.
I thought this just began and ended with like the fact that she's used her IP, her beloved IP, as like a vehicle to put out some of her kind of like crazy ideas. But
Well, that too.
A little bit of that, not actually
but
as much.
But then I heard like the black mold thing, and I'm like, okay, so she's just like a lunatic. Why would anyone ever endorse what she thinks? But
you know, she's
what you are saying now is
The
that
government endorses what she thinks.
because
The government is black
they give
mold.
her money. I'm sorry, she
Okay.
gives them money.
all right. So I concede. I kind of recognize where Kai is coming from now, because that's a big step. That changes.
That is a big step. But that's kind of where the debate is that if Death Battle does a Harry Potter episode, JK sees none of that. She gets no
Right.
money.
And in fact, they could just make the Harry Potter character die a horrible death, and she would be mad about it.
My thing
Here's
with
the
that.
thing: is like,
You go ahead, Nick.
go ahead.
I'm gonna have a longer.
You go ahead.
I'm gonna have a longer point, so you can go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say like, I'll just kind of combine the two things I was going to say. There are two Harry Potters. There's the beloved one that basically is a good story and also like fantasy world for youth to get involved in and really like identify with, because the character is good. Like he's fun loving and earnest, and like the world building is also really good too. It's just that it also happens to take inspiration from like real life agendas.
Yeah.
Thankfully, the demographic is mostly like teenagers, young adults, because they get their books from renting from the library and therefore don't need to give money to J.K. Rowling.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I read, for me, I read all of mine because my mom owns all of them. She bought them all like in the early 2000s when they were coming out. I can give my 2 cents. I don't think bringing Harry Potter on the show is a bad thing, because no money's going to Rowling. We're not going to promote Harry Potter to anyone who doesn't know Harry Potter. People fucking know Harry Potter. But that is horrible publicity, because a lot of people would not be okay with it, and a lot of people who wouldn't hate Death Battle for it still wouldn't watch the episode out of their own moral stuff, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I feel like this is a very touchy subject. However, I do think that if we bring on, I'll just throw this out there because it's a matchup that I do like, but it's never going to happen. Voldemort versus Bellos from the Owl House. Bellos wins. It's a Voldemort loss. But if we do that, and we spend the time just kind of shitting on Harry Potter, it's not a good episode. It's not fun. And you're also you're deterring people who have no association with what JK thinks, and you're just shitting on what a book they love. So, as much as I would love for Voldemort versus Bellos or Gandalf versus Dumbledore, one of those episodes to happen, and I personally would be okay with it, I don't think Death Battle would ever or should ever do it, because it is a dangerous climate to put an episode out into. I will make sure this is on the record as well. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Fuck everything she stands for. She does not deserve her money.
And the whole crowd
No,
stands in applause.
My view on whether or not a wizard from a fucking book should be used on an internet versus show that I dedicate too much of my life to does not mean, because I've seen this thrown around on Reddit, because it's Reddit, it's terrible, but I've seen this thrown around on Reddit. That does not mean I am a transphobic asshole who supports everything J.K. Rowling stands for. I just grew up on Harry Potter. I have a love for the books, and I think they're fun to debate with. I do
And,
not
like,
like her.
If you don't have a stake in the IP, it's very easy to say separate the art from the artist. Especially like if you enjoyed it before like said artist had any views.
Right.
It's easy to from this point onward say I'm not going to engage in the IP anymore.
Right.
But you can't just like sometimes an IP is like so much of your life that it's literally part of you and you can't just like sever that.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's like you can't just overwrite it with something else, because if it's that important to you, you just have to enjoy it for what it is. And also, I want to make this point just because I don't know who stopped recording, but I'm just talking.
I think we're still recording.
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Like the potential for what fucking happened to Harry Potter still exists with every other IP. Like,
Right.
I fucking loved Squid Game, and then I found out one of the main actors from the first season was a pedophile, and it took me a minute to actually
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Hold on. Looking it up.
Now I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now? I actually really loved that character.
Which character was it?
It's the old man.
Oh,
Really?
Imnong, I think. Ilnong.
that sucks.
Yeah.
Huh.
He's a
And
pedophile.
he's like half the show.
Yeah. He was going to be like the overarching antagonist. Or the overarching antagonist.
There will always be the debate for like one of the ones, and see, this is one that I fully agree should not be on the show until a certain thing happens, which is Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah.
The Jeepers Creepers should not ever be on Death Battle until that fuck dies. I'm not going to even say his name. Fuck him.
I don't even know what Jeepers Creepers is.
It's a horror movie.
I'm looking it up.
It's a horror movie that's really good, and I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna cut it because I don't want it on YouTube. The director of the movie, who is the guy I'm talking about, one of the boys, the lead boy on the movie, and filmed it, along with them finding film of many other children.
Horror is a really not safe territory for
Sadly,
a lot of
yeah.
the production.
But
It's similar to a lot of,
I want Death Battle to treat it the exact same way Dead Meat does. Jeepers Creepers doesn't get a kill count, and it doesn't get a death battle until that fuck is in the grave. Because you know what he got sentenced to? He got sentenced to 15 months. He only served 9.
That's it? Jeez.
And he's out. He still gets money from the Jeepers Creepers IP.
Yeah.
So until that fuck is decaying in the ground, I don't want anyone touching it.
Here is a big question. Is Jeepers Creepers in Dead by Daylight?
No.
Good. I was going to say I'm never touching that game.
I don't think
Trying to find an excuse.
I don't think they're gonna touch it because, and at least until he's dead. Once he's dead, you can do whatever the fuck you want with that IP because he's no longer attached to it.
And the money, like, if he has any family, I really fucking hope he doesn't have family. But in the event that he does, it goes to them, and they're not bad people. He is.
Right. No, I'm pretty sure. I think he has family, but I think they all cut him off the moment that came out. And I feel like if they got money from it, they'd do good with it. So yeah, no. Here's the thing that sucks. Jeepers Creepers, I saw it before I found out about any of it. Jeepers Creepers is I don't know how you feel about slasher movies. They're my preferred horror movie. Jeepers Creepers is a really good slasher movie. but I think it's partially because it came from the mind of a demented man.
Yeah, I've seen there's like 5 Jeepers Creepers films. They kind of get worse in quality in
Right.
proceeding order, but they're still really
As most
good
IPs do.
and really
Yeah.
obscure.
Like that that first one especially is really good.
Yeah. It's good. Like obviously if you want to abide by a code of ethics, like just don't watch it, unfortunately.
Or pirate it.
Because anytime or pirate it, but it's also a bit of like an underground film, so you're gonna have to go to some sketchy sources.
Well, I wouldn't
to
say
get
it's underground anymore. It's pretty
I
it's
guess
pretty big now.
It's well enough known.
But there's the debate of that kind of stuff being represented in stuff like, you know, like Jeepers Creepers going to Dead by Daylight or Harry Potter being used on Death Battle. The debate's always going to be there because there's always going to be shitty people in charge of this stuff. For me personally, I think it kind of boils down to, one, how severe of a thing we're talking about. Because what the creator of Jeepers Creepers did, that is like the worst of the worst. Like what J.K. Rowling's doing, that is terrible. I can't support that. But I also think it depends on how much of what am I doing that is going to draw people to them, and what am I doing that is going to give them money. So like if Jeepers Creepers, let's say, gets in Dead by Daylight, that's not only introducing a lot of people to Jeepers Creepers, that's also giving them money. It's also giving him directly money. If Harry Potter shows up on Death Battle, we're not introducing a bunch of new people to Harry Potter. People know Harry. It is one of the biggest IPs. If you look at the list of the top grossing media franchises of all time, Harry Potter is 11.
It's on the list.
We're not going to be introducing people to that, but we're also not directly giving JK money. I don't think they should ever do it because it's a political nightmare, but that's where I stand on that.
Consider this for a moment too. That I mean, and this doesn't actually universally apply to everything. But specifically like Harry Potter, Warner Brothers owns the rights to produce whatever media they wish with it.
Right.
And they seem to not plan to, but they're still profiting off of that directly. And they do that knowing what she plans on spending her royalties on.
They do still. Like she wasn't even invited. They had like a big Harry Potter event with like for the movies where they invited all the actors and stuff, and she wasn't even invited, which like good for them.
Not only are they also making stuff like Hogwarts Legacy, but they're also like, I don't know if I haven't watched them, so I don't know if it's still ongoing. But like Fantastic Beasts was fairly recent, and I'm pretty sure she didn't have a hand in that.
She did not have a hand, but it's kind of like
she still gets money for it.
Yeah, she's signed off on it.
That's the problem, though, is that like you even if you
that didn't have
like
water in it,
don't consume any more Harry Potter media, as long as Warner Brothers makes a profit, she makes a profit.
Right. And also there's things like we're getting a Harry Potter reboot series on HBO Max right now.
Oh.
Which by the way, like I said, I can enjoy. It's one of those things of, I own all the DVDs from way before I knew about any of this, and I still love the movies. I do still watch them, but they don't need to be rebooted. They're all fantastic. What the fuck are we doing? Also, as a TV series. But
I guess they want to touch on everything they haven't in the books.
I guess they also, I know,
they haven't in the previous movies.
Warner Brothers also like reassembled their entire gaming division to focus on only making games around Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, DC, and Mortal Kombat. Nothing else.
So Scooby-Doo will never get an actual free roaming game.
Scooby-Doo will never get another video game.
They have narrowed down their options. Injustice is inevitable.
Well, I've made my opinion on this. I don't know if I made it clear to you, Zach. I don't want Injustice 3 because I'm tired of the Injustice. I am tired of evil Superman.
Listen, I thing is, like, they
You know what
don't
I'm-
need to continue that storyline. I just want another DC fighter.
I do
They
too. I
could
want
do
a new-
another Injustice game, and it could be from the Earth where the good Superman was from.
Right. I want another DC fighting game because Injustice 2 is one of my favorite fighting games. But I'm so tired of fucking Omni-Man, Homelander, Brightburn, evil fucking Superman. I'm so sick of it.
You
I
know,
think
you know
that's-
what really pisses me off is that they have completely gutted everything that they had going with like the Batman Arkham story, but not even just that. Like they've tried to make spin-offs of it, so they haven't completely left it alone, and it's just
Suicide
like
Squad.
Which
it's like rotting.
we still
Not
have
even
to
just
play
that, they're also making VR games for
okay.
it.
I'm
and like
actually kind of hyped for Batman Arkham Shadow. I can't lie.
here's the thing: is it's like either let it die or build it, but they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a direction. We
No.
were promised right after Arkham Knight, we were promised a Superman style Arkham game, or like an Arkham style Superman game,
Yep.
where it's free roaming, open world, and you can be Superman. And we've never ever gotten that ever. There was one attempt in like 2005, and that's it.
They have canned so because there was supposed to be a Wonder Woman game and that got canceled. They canceled the Batwoman TV series, or I think it was movie, one of the two. And then there was supposed to be a Batman Beyond Spider-Verse style movie that was canned.
They have no clue how to work with that IP.
I think with James Gunn taking over the DCEU, I think with that we're going to finally be moving in the right direction, and I think that will start to affect the games as well.
Fortnite doesn't count in my eyes. Like
No,
that's just Fortnite. But
Games, that's it.
they could have done that 4 years ago. At least made an attempt, and they haven't. They've done nothing with it.
I think my main thing that I'm upset about is the fact that DC game wise, removing Kill the Justice League for a moment, which I bought that for all of us. We still need to play that at some point. We need to suffer through that.
That would make a really good video, all four of us. I feel like.
I really want to. That's why I want to get to it eventually. It's not even like later on Battlegrounds or anything, because I don't want us to suffer through that. And I have to try. I want
Right.
that to be we all dick around in that for a while. But my thing is, with DC games, removing Kill the Justice League for a moment, it's only been Batman.
Yeah.
We've had nothing else, and we've had Kill the Justice League, which was a flop, and was
And it
still
also
based
like
off the
ruined
Arkham
the
verse.
Batman Arkham story.
Right, but then on top, what else do we have? We have Gotham Knights. That's Batman, just not with Batman. It's the Bat family. So what else do we have? We have the two Injustice games. Cool. They're basically like one's better than the other, but they're basically the same fighting game.
They also both
We
like Batman's the main character.
Yes.
We are getting a good Batman Lego game, but again, it's like it's
I'm
like
okay with that.
cucumber
Batman
water.
Legos- I'm good with that.
Although I talked to you about this, Zach. I think. Have you guys seen the thing going around with the rainbow suit in that game?
Can I interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Rainbows?
Is this all going in the video? I mean, I'm fine with this going in the video, but the video is gonna be like 3 times longer than the actual death battle.
I might split this off into like a discussion video.
Okay,
Um,
I'm good with
What
that.
do you call that?
Continue.
I don't know. You have a video titled 13 minutes of BS with Kai. I think what the fuck you want.
We can upload this to what we usually do.
Maybe. No.
But it's not.
But I know I brought this up to you. Have you guys seen the whole thing with the Batman Lego game with the rainbow suit going on right now?
No.
So there is in the new Batman Lego game, they've revealed some stuff that's going to be in it, and you have like a bunch of interchangeable suits.
Are people mad about gay?
Yes, and it's something even more stupid. There's a suit that is full rainbow.
Okay.
Where people are like, "Oh my god, Batman is woke. What is this gay shit? And
That's existed long before.
That's the thing.
But just wait. Just you wait.
In the picture where they were revealing the rainbow suit, it has in the description from the 1957 comic, because it's from a comic where Robin got hurt, so they were easy to track. So to confuse the enemies, every single night Batman would switch into a different colored suit, and at the end of the comic, he was wearing a rainbow suit. That is what it's from. It's from a 57 comic run.
So it wasn't even originally made to be a gay pride suit. It was made to be a distraction suit.
And people, it's right in the image from the 1957 comic.
Also, like, if they're going to accuse Batman, of all things, to be woke, fucking Robin is described as his flamboyant sidekick. He is plucky, springy, he wears tights. Is that not, like...
And I love it.
Although Tim Drake is fucking bisexual. That's a thing in DC. Tim Drake is bi.
Yeah,
Tim Drake is your
fucking
woke.
Superman's son is just, like, openly gay. Like,
Yes.
I don't get it.
I don't get comic
The
fans.
battles.
Comic quote unquote fans.
The people who say they're comic book fans and then say shit like this are the reason that comic book fans get a bad. That's the thing. The bad rap will always come from the worst of the worst. But
From the posers.
right, because I fucking love comics so much, and I feel like I put a lot of my time into knowing comics and to learning them, and I'm not gonna sit here and look at a fucking rainbow Batman and be like, but that's gay. I'm gonna look like, oh, I don't remember that. What comic is that from? And try and figure that shit out. Especially when right in front of me, it tells me what comic it's from. Oh my
Also,
god.
rainbows are pretty.
Rainbows are. I love rainbows. Like taking anything, gay pride out of it for a moment. I just like rainbows. They look nice.
It's also, I'm sick of getting, like, the same 5 alternate suits over again. I'm
Right.
sick of only having the options to dress up as, like, the 2008 Dark Knight, fucking Michael Keaton. Like, there is way more to Batman, and for that fact, way more to everything than just, like, we've never gotten that suit before. Not once.
Never. We have never been able to use
We've
that
never
suit.
even gotten the Darkest Night Green Lantern suit that Batman wears in any of the, like, main games. Doodle Jump was the last one to have that.
Yep. You know what I want? You know what I want really fucking bad in this game? I want Adam West Batman.
Yeah.
I want. We sadly, since Adam West is no longer with us, we cannot do a cool thing with this where like it actually like changes his voice lines like we could have done if Adam West was still here. But I want the Adam West Batman costume. I fucking love that costume. I love Adam West Batman. It's so goofy.
That's all right. Fuck with you, I like it too.
But that is something that funnily there is one single place, because like we were talking about how the posers will always make it worse. There is a single place where I am sadly a fan of, that I cannot say the posers make it bad. It's actually just a large portion of the fan base, and that is any card game. The quote of "card games are really fucking cool. Card game players just suck." That's the most true thing ever.
I'm going to disagree, because the posers in question in the card game fandom are ones who scalp cards and sell them for triple the price. Those are the posers, and they ruin it.
I wouldn't even, because like but like the people that ruin it for me personally, for people who actually like play, not collect, is when I walk into a game store and all I smell is shit.
Oh yeah,
No
you're
one
right.
the fact that a lot of card stores have to have a smell policy now, or how
Card
about,
tournaments have to have a smell policy too.
Yep. Or how about
This
the
makes
fact?
me sad because,
Yep.
like, you fucking got me into Magic. I want to, like, get more into it, and like
the reason I play casually now only.
yeah, like it's things like that it's like I feel affected. I feel unwelcome into the community when
Mhm.
it's like, very hyper advanced, but also apparently that don't shower members that like fucking they aren't looking for outsiders. Like that's the whole problem is that if you can't be inclusive, then it can't function as a community.
The worst that it's ever gotten from what I've seen was there was a Yu-Gi-Oh card that it was kind of like a
I think I know what you're talking about.
an anniversary card for the anime, and part of the card was you had to shake your opponent's hand, and so a strategy was to make your hand as grotesque as possible so they wouldn't want to touch it and forfeit the game.
That's so shit.
That was a legitimate strategy that people were using, and the card had to be banned because of it.
They should update the card and re-release it to a bow.
But that's kind of where a lot of also something is people get legitimately furious over these games. I don't know if I've ever told. I think I told Luke this story. I don't think I've ever told you guys this story. When I was 9, me and my dad were at a card store playing. It was me, him, and then one other person. We were playing a 3-man pod of Commander, and the guy we were playing against was a professional player. He was ranked number 9 in Michigan. We were playing, and I won. I don't know how the fuck I won,
Holy.
but I won. And he almost punched me. And that is a regular occurrence for these types of events. People get furious enough to almost punch a 9-year-old in the face.
That's the danger of in-person games is that there will always be people that make that literally the sole purpose of their existence.
Yeah. But it is what it is, I guess. Someone's always going to ruin everything. That's just kind of the sad truth of it.
My issue is just like, and this isn't like my reflection of D&D, because that's certainly like one of the easiest forms of like a physical fantasy game to get into. But I also, I know all three of you are involved in like basically the same group to hold campaigns. But like when I've seen it in like, say at school and stuff, they make it impossible to just like engage with.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's so Harvard.
There is a difference between D&D players and D&D like the only word I can think of at the moment is Redditors, because like anytime I try and look something up for D&D, it's always a Reddit thread, and it's always like the most like boring, unfun way to play the game. And if anyone says otherwise, like I make this house rule that where we don't do that, like you get completely crucified.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes me feel like unwelcome to it, and it's like that's not what it should be about, like. It was literally founded as a way for people that feel like outsiders to engage with each other. In a time where nobody else cared.
I've been running the which I'm almost done writing for the Dark Souls campaign. I've been making my Dark Souls campaign for Luke, Zach, and Darian, and it's the first one I've ever DM'd. And something that I've found is, to an extent, you gotta give, like, there has to be, like, so much freedom. Otherwise, no one's having fun. But also, there are times where it's like, all right, I need to reel it in a little bit.
Plus, if I do want to add to that freedom thing, you're running a Dark Souls campaign. Dark Souls, the whole thing with the gameplay, unless you're specifying like Elden Ring, or it's more like D&D than it is like Dark Souls, the whole thing is it's kind of on rails.
Right. But there's like you have a couple paths you can go, but for the most part, it's very deeply on rails. But I do my best to not keep it too linear. But
And that's why Dark Souls is good, is because you get like 4 paths. 2 of them are like one of them's like a mini boss, one of them some items, and then 2 paths are ways that you can go to progress the game.
but I do my best to make it welcoming because especially with the campaign that we've been doing, we had because like this is my first time DMing. You're pretty experienced with playing, but Luke has only ever played sometime, like a couple times, a couple campaigns, and I don't think Darian had really gotten to really play much D&D before he started DMing, which, funnily enough,
Actually, I would say, in the amount. So me and Darian, up until that point, had almost the exact same D&D experience. We had played our first campaign and one shot together ever. And then from that point on, I just had slightly more experience playing simply because he was DMing for that more experience that I was playing.
Right. It's kind of I found that I like DMing a lot more. I playing is cool, but I don't love it. But I really like DMing. Which is why I'm excited for the Pokemon one that I'm doing next.
Now, I honestly really think, like, I'm already running a lot of D&D for the people like back near Fenton, so I'm not going to get to it at least soon. But I want to run a campaign that you're in simply because I don't understand the concept of not enjoying playing as much. I can only understand the concept of you have not had the proper opportunity to really be a player. And I'm only really saying that because I'm gonna be totally honest here. Darian could be doing a better job.
Yes. No, Darian's
I'm sorry.
Darian's not a bad
This
DM,
sounds like I'm
but,
watching C-SPAN.
Darian's not a bad DM, but for me, it's my favorite part about this whole thing with like the Dark Souls campaign has been writing it and crafting the way everything's gonna go, and I love running the world.
But here's the thing. The reason I say that Darian isn't doing the best job is because it is, and I've probably said stuff like this before. We are playing his story, we are not playing our story.
Right.
If that makes sense. And I've talked with him a bit. He has plans that are like he's written a little bit of the story based off of the characters that we are playing. But like I think of moments in my 2 other campaigns that I've played where like I have written my character's backstory thoroughly and intensely. I've written like entire chapters of a book for this character's backstory.
Yeah.
I've written motives and I've written flaws and stuff, and the best parts of those campaigns have been A, seeing the flaws come into play, and B, fulfilling my story purpose. Like my last session that I just played a couple days ago was a revenge story, and I finally just got revenge, and that's the best D&D has ever been in my whole life.
Yeah. I know, because the Dark Souls one has been a bit more, mainly because it's my first one I've written, focusing on the world itself, and what's going on with like the time stuff. But I know with when we get to the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one, which I'm so excited for that one. When we do that one, I want to get more before I start, like, because I have like bullet points written out for the story for that one, but that's it. I want to get stuff from each of the players, which for that one, the plan right now is you, Luke. I invited Nick, but I know you said you didn't know if you really wanted to. And my friend Jess.
I'm sorry.
I said that I was going to be doing the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon campaign, D&D campaign, and I invited you, but you said you weren't sure you wanted to do it because you don't know how much you really want to play D&D.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I tuned out. Have you started it yet?
No, we're finishing up the Dark Souls one, and then I'm gonna start getting character stuff from people, like story-wise, so I can start writing out the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon one. But I invited you a few months ago, and you were very apprehensive about joining.
I do want to add just a final thought about what I was saying about like good DMing. Dark Souls campaign, I will say, and I'm not going to be too critical about it because first time DMing, don't get the wrong idea with me saying that. You taking my character as being like a vile blood or like an exiled church hunter, now vile blood, and then taking us to Canehurst and introducing vile blood related storylines, that is a perfect step in the right direction.
Oh yeah,
Like exactly what you need to do as a DM.
I'm very excited for you guys to head back that direction eventually. Yeah, Nick, if you have changed your mind and want to get in on that when we get to it, then I would be more than happy to help you out with that. But if you're still not feeling it, then that's fine.
I may if you're in the call one of these nights, or like I said earlier, if we can arrange a time and I can take your some of your media back to you.
Oh yeah,
I'd be happy to go over it.
I think the thing is, I just need to play a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon game, like all the way through, so I can understand really what I'm getting into. Because if we're playing as Pokemon, like I've played the mainline games, so it's hard for me to get in the mind of a Pokemon unless it's like a legendary, because they make themselves known.
Well, actually, so the way Pokemon Mystery Dungeon works is the character you play as is always a human who has found themselves transported to the Pokemon world, and they're like to this specific Pokemon universe where everyone's a talking Pokemon, and you have been turned into a Pokemon.
So you were previously a human up until that moment.
Right, and
I actually have played some Mystery Dungeon in my life, and I think you did mention that before in like, but if I were to get involved in the campaign, I would definitely want to revisit some of the games too.
Right, yeah. But that's one of the
Sorry,
things.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. One of the things that I do want to work with that one, because like I said with the Dark Souls one, I haven't done a whole lot character wise, like specifically for you guys, and mainly because like I said, it's been it's it's me learning to write the campaign. With this one, what I want to do is I want you guys to make like character backstories for just the regular human who got transport, but then when you get to the Pokemon, you kind of forget a lot of that. You keep like the personality stuff, but you forget a lot of things. But I want to and like you can like over the course of the story unfold stuff.
So now I don't even want to play Mystery Dungeon. I want to play the mainline games simply because those games, I think especially X and Y and then Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire era, does a really good job of matching the trainers with the Pokemon that they would 100% use in their daily life.
I would say so.
So now I just want to play those games because like I'm just imagining like a fucking, I don't know, like some guy who, since this is on the topic of my mind, like some guy who like role plays at the Ren Fair and does like actual sword training and stuff, and then he gets turned into a Bisharp.
I know one thing I did say was that everyone is going to be soft picking their Pokemon, as in
I remember this.
Yeah, you give me a couple, and then from there we'll figure out like which one you end up getting. Also, something that I talked about, which I talked about this with Jess, I don't think I talked about it with you guys, is that anyone who's in the campaign, because it's something that I just want to do for the sake of it, and so that way it'll help visualize it. Everyone gets a I'm gonna be getting Pokemon Sitting Cuties, which is like the official Pokemon plushes of the Pokemon that they get.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Nick left.
Yeah, he left a big O.
It's his like green circle was still there, but nothing else was there.
Sometimes it does that. I don't know why.
But I'm excited for that campaign when we get to it.
Mhm.